First question I got for you is BC, the defense. I see very big, very physical. Lots of the big linebackers do a lot of blitzing. They play really close to the line of scrimmage. A lot of man coverage. They're going to be right in your face. Number one defense. They help force 8 to 7 offensive points.
Yep.
Y'all got what have you got? What have you seen? What do you think?
Just looking at them, obviously statistically, you got to respect what they've done. I think they're giving up 1 touchdown in ACC play, and I think that was to Duke. I'm actually to Florida State, and I don't think they gave up offensive touchdown to Duke. So they're physical. They got a lot of experience, especially in the front 7. A lot of those guys are returning. I think number 8's probably the only newcomer up front that we didn't see last year. On the back end, they're long, athletic. Their safeties are rangy. They can play man coverage. The defensive coordinator does an unbelievable job of mixing it up. So just really trying to study him to kind of see what his tendencies are. But inside that box, they're downhill. Their defensive ends. It always seems like they got the longest defensive ends in the country. I mean, those guys are 6'6", 6'7". I think they had one 6'9" last year. So they can play the zone read and then allow the backers to fill. So we're still looking at them, trying to figure out where we can attack them. But when you pop them on film, they play hard. It's kind of like Notre Dame. They play hard. They play through the whistle. They're blue-collar guys. They're tough, physical. So it's going to be a good challenge for our guys on offense at every position, from offensive line to backs running hard to the quarterback making the right decisions on where to go with the ball, receivers winning the one-on-one matchup. So it's going to be a good challenge for our guys.
You're starting to see, I guess maybe not starting, but you've seen more, I guess, zone than you have man at times this year. Now that the running game's doing so well and it's opening things up, the receivers and the tight ends, they love seeing man. Do you, as a play caller, enjoy seeing that as well?
Throwing the ball, you definitely like man coverage because you feel like we got good skill guys, and that's what they prepare for all year. Obviously, zone, it's a little bit easier to kind of feel where the pockets are to where to throw the ball, but man coverage, you got opportunity for big plays if you can win the one-on-one matchups. In the run game, obviously, they load the box, so you got to get the ball on the perimeter to be able to run it versus man teams, and so we're looking at some options there to be able to get the ball outside. But it varies week to week, so you got to be prepared for both. So you got to have a plan. But it is good to see some man coverage for our skill guys to be able to make some big plays down the field.
Hunter Renfro up to first team on the depth chart ahead of Trevon Hopper. What made you guys decide to make that decision?
Well, just consistency. He comes out, he competes every single play. He's got ice water in his veins. You see him make some big time catches. He's not afraid of the big time. He doesn't get big-eyed. He's just a football player. And he went out and he's produced. And again, the objective here is to play the best guys that give us a chance to win. And right now, he's playing at a high level. He's very confident. And his quarterback has confidence in him making plays when he throws the ball in his direction.
Is it his hunger that kind of, like he kind of is that kind of player? I mean, just the way he runs routes. I mean, Octavius has said that he runs routes better than anybody. And what he does to McKenzie in practice will blow people away.
I think it's a combination of his hunger. He's got a coaching background, and his dad's a high school coach, so he grew up around it. He was a quarterback, so he understands how to perform under pressure. He understands the attention to detail. He's a blue-collar guy. He just wants to do his job to the best of his ability. He doesn't care about the statistics, any of that kind of stuff. So I think it's a combination of his background and just his personal demeanor. Because when you look at him, he's not a flashy guy. He's just going to get his job done. So I think it's a combination of several things with him.
How do you this week kind of focus on BC when you've got other things distracting you maybe at home?
Well, it's been that way all year, and my wife and I have an understanding that when I'm at work, she understands that her responsibility is to kind of take care of the home while I'm at work, and she hasn't put any pressure on me. Now, I do know that there was a change in the date, so I did get in a little bit of trouble for that because I didn't pay attention enough to know that the date was moved up on me. But otherwise, she does it. I do know that it is Wednesday, so I know that it's covered Wednesday. I told everybody on the staff it was Thursday because we had it planned out, but there was a situation with her doctor going off call, so she wanted her doctor to be there for delivery, so we moved it up to Wednesday. But other than that, she does a great job of handling all those responsibilities, and it takes a lot of pressure off of me. And then the staff's been great. They've reached out and asked, what can they do to help. They're very supportive of and understanding the stress that's going on at home. But when I walk in the building, I'm focused on BC and putting together a plan to help these young men be successful. And then when I go home, we talk about the baby on the way.
Dabo and tell you and Jeff that next time you guys need to plan a little bit better?
A little bit, and hopefully this will be it for us. I think my wife she wants to. I want another one. I want my little girl. I want Daddy's little girl. But you know, in fairness to her in this profession, you know, it's probably easier with boys. So she don't want any girls. So she got her 2 boys, so she's happy.
At least you can tell your wife you're not the only one on the staff, right? So it takes a little pressure off you.
Correct. And just the culture here, with not just the coaches, but their wives are unbelievable. The amount of support that she's had throughout this entire process, and then her and Sarah being able to go through it together, you know, has kind of eased the load a little bit. And you know, it's going to get a little bit hectic when baby Ace does come, and then AJ's at the house running around and trying to transition him to having, you know, another baby in the house. But we got some family coming in, you know, to help and support her there, so that we can continue to do what we need to do here and focus on BC and the remainder of our games.
This is a long question, but Clemson has been known since Chad Morris got here, being a team that's going to throw it all over the lot.
Right.
Passing wide receivers. But listening to you and Jeff and Coach Sweeney talk, it's all about running the football now. Was there ever a point where you guys met as a staff and said, this is going to be our identity going forward, we're going to be more physical in the trenches, pound that rock?
Right, I think that's always been, even with Chad, you know, we had emphasis on running the football, but you know, the strength was really out there on the perimeter when you had Sammy and Dwayne Allen and those guys. And now what you're seeing is we've had a good run of recruiting to where we got the running backs that can take a load off of the quarterback running the football. And you know, we got a new influx of talent on the offensive line, and the demeanor has changed there. Big credit to Coach Caldwell. But we understand too that in order to win championships, you got to be able to run the football. You got to be able to help your defense and manage the game. And so I think over the course of the first 4 games, we just had weird situations where we had to run the football, and then it was good this past week to be able to get back out there and show everybody that we still have the ability to throw the ball. And you know, as we continue to develop in both of those areas, if we can come out and do both, you know, on a game in and game out basis, that's going to make us even more explosive. But you know, for me, coaching the backs, there's always been that emphasis on running the football, being able to control the clock, and obviously we want to go as fast as we can and score as many points as we can and get as many plays as we can. But at the same time too, we don't want to go so fast to where, and then not run the football to where it's 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and then you don't hit your time of possession, you don't hit your play count, and then you're putting the defense back out on the field. So I think it's just more of a, you know, we have a better feel of who we are as a team. We got good chemistry. We're working together, and when they provide opportunities for us to throw the ball, we're going to throw it. When they provide opportunities to run it, we're going to run it.